Blech. Hey, Steph.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Bariatric Banter
What?
Podcast.
That hurt
I
my throat.
am, oh my God. Yeah, I was going to say I'm
Ugh.
freshly back from Miami and feeling ill. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's hit our house.
yeah.
Oh, show.
I think there's a thing called the conference plague where
Ugh.
you go to these big giant conferences and then you come back and you're sick as hell. So,
Right? Yep.
that is currently where I'm at. Don't know if it was the
It never
airplane or the
fails.
conference, but just
It never fails.
slightly under the weather.
It's always that post-travel, post-conference, post-airplane, post
Yep.
all the things. I know.
Just
And we
just
like
yeah.
Devin had it. Now I've got it. Both girls are starting to get it, and we're going on vacation in like 20 days. Not that we're counting.
20
Nobody's
days.
counting. 20 days.
That's so
And I was
exciting.
like, number 1, let's just get it out now, which is fine. But then I'm like, well, but then crap, because we're gonna do the whole travel airplane thing, and
Mm.
then we're just gonna get it again when we come back. I always get sick after being on an airplane. Every time. Every time. So
Should I be wearing
maybe
a mask to help? Nah, I'm
nah.
not going to.
Hey, you know what? I can't be bothered. I
Right?
can't be bothered.
I
I
can't either.
just yeah. So we'll see if this is like the mini precursor or if because I get it now, I'm not gonna get it later. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also doesn't help that it's like 20 degrees, 2 degrees, 15 degrees, -5 degrees, 20 like that all over the place bull crap.
Yeah, and
Doesn't
that's the
help
thing
either.
in Canada for those who don't know.
Ugh.
It's like 3 below. It was snowing yesterday. I'm shocked it's not snowing
Yeah,
today. I went from I think it was like 32 in Miami and, like, so humid that, like, my poor hair was just huge, and then I came home and was like, "Oh, cool. It's snowing." Like, I was
right.
so
We
mad.
had we had townwide yard sale day yesterday, and I couldn't put stuff out first thing because it was snowing, and there was books and stuff, and I was like, "Well, if I put this out, it's just gonna get ruined from the snow." We were
Yep.
outside doing yard sale day. We had to come into the basement and dig out our winter stuff that we had put away because we needed literally winter coats, winter mitts, and winter hats to be outside for
Yeah,
yard sale day, and I was like, "This
yeah.
is bullshit."
I had already, like, started packing things up, which, like, cool, that's me, I jinxed it, and I had to take the dog out yesterday, and all I had was flip-flops, so, like, shit you not,
Jeez.
winter hat, winter coat,
Flip-flops.
flip-flops. Like,
Nice.
I looked
That was
like
a
a
hot
literal
look.
idiot, but
That was a hot look.
I was like, "Well, I
Yeah,
gotta get him out." So
I'm
it's supposed to get nicer, but, like, truthfully, I looked back at some memories in May. It was this bad last year. I like
oh,
to
yeah.
believe it wasn't, but I went to Vintage Fest last year with my mom, and I have a post from the 17th of May where it was literally, like, freezing rain, and my fingers were white. I was so
I'm so
unbelievably
over it.
cold on May 17th. So, fantastic.
I'm so over it.
I know, like,
Well,
it just makes me miserable, but it's okay. We're
it's there's
we're
nothing
going
we
on
can do
vacation
about
soon.
it. There's nothing
No,
we can do.
you're going to Canmore, which, like, believe it or not,
Ugh,
Alberta is having some beautiful weather,
I'm so excited.
um, which,
20
it
days.
and Canmore usually has better weather than, like,
Yep,
more parts of Alberta that has snow, so you'll be great, and then if you're 20 days, then I'm 40 days away from my vacation, I think.
perfect,
Going
perfect.
back to the East Coast on a road
Love
trip.
it.
Can't wait. I know. It's gonna be wonderful.
I'll be out see, and then you come home, and then I go to the East Coast after you come
Oh, I
home.
forgot.
I'll
Yeah,
be there
you're
in
going
July.
for
Be in Newfoundland
my
in
god,
July,
you're gonna be a newfie.
right?
Yeah, I leave, like, 40-ish days. Oh my god, I'm not ready at all.
Well, me neither.
I'm going for 22 days this time, and I cannot
It's
wait.
awesome.
Someone was like, "Whoa," and I was like, "Yeah, it's very needed." Like, just need a
Yeah.
break.
I know, right? I have nothing ready to, and it's so funny because the week we go, so the Monday is the long weekend,
Yeah.
and Monday I head to Toronto, and then I'm in Toronto for work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then I come home Wednesday evening, pack up, do laundry, make sure everybody has everything they need Wednesday
Mhm.
night.
Yep.
Thursday, head back to Toronto, stay overnight, and then fly out first thing Friday morning.
Oof.
So that week's gonna be super fun. Yeah.
Yikes.
Lucknow to
Well,
Kitchener to Toronto to Kitchener to Lucknow to Kitchener to Toronto in
I'm
4
so
days.
sorry. That sounds brutal.
In
That
4
sounds
days.
brutal.
It'll be yeah, that'll be a stressful week, but that's
Yeah,
okay. It'll be worth it.
but worth it.
It'll be worth it.
But worth it. Are you going to do any running in Alberta? Because,
Oh,
gentlemen, we have a new runner
ay,
joining.
ay, 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 ay. A new
Makes me
runner
so
has joined the
happy.
chat. I think so. I mean, I might as well. The scenery is beautiful.
Yeah,
And I'll be another couple weeks in, so I mean, if I wanna stick with my routine and schedule, probably should.
yeah,
I probably should. I'm only running 3 days a week, so I mean, it's not a big deal. So, realistically, we're there Friday to Tuesday. I'll probably only run once or maybe twice, depending on what my schedule that week looks like what the app gives me. So, I mean, yeah, it'll be 1, maybe 2 runs. I might as well. We're walking like crazy anyway. We're hiking, we're doing all the things.
yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, at this point, I'm not running anything crazy. I'm still
I
like
mean,
baby running.
you're running. It's great. I'm so happy you're joining the gang.
I thought I was gonna die today.
Welcome. But like, you get so good at run. Like, you get better at running quickly.
I thought I was gonna die today. Like, legit. I like, it's always hard. The first interval is always hard. And,
Yes.
the first minute or 2, you're always like, "Nope, I'm not doing this. I can't. I'm done. There's no way I'm gonna make it. This is stupid. Why am I doing?" Like, it's the first minute is just hell on earth, hands down, hell on earth. That first
Yep.
interval sucks.
Yep.
And then, yeah, it does get better, but today was my longest intervals, and I thought I was going to die. And it was the whole I was like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you out here right now? You don't have to do this. Why did you choose to do this? This is stupid. Why are you doing this?" But then you finish it, and then you're like, "Look what I did." And then you feel really good. But during, no, no, it was bad. And then somebody I forget Devin and I were talking yesterday about headphones and music.
Yes.
And something about I was saying basically how, I turn or one of the kids says about music, and I said, "No, I turn my music up really loud when I'm running." And, they were like, "Oh, why? Like, don't you wanna hear things?" And I said, "No, because if I don't have the music turned up loud, all I'm gonna hear is how I sound like I'm having a heart attack." Yeah, and all I'm gonna hear is my breathing. Because I said, if somebody walked past me while I was running, I don't even wanna think about what they're hearing because I can feel it. And so I crank the crap out of my music so loud because I don't wanna hear how ridiculous I sound when I'm out there. 'Cause
Yeah,
yeah,
same boat. I took a video of myself in Miami running with the Meta glasses that, we have for work, and
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, I'll be muting the
right?
background noise in this because like but it sometimes I like recording myself running, not because I want anybody to hear how unbelievably horrible it is to listen to me, but I will go back and listen to it to be like, "Okay, you really need to work on your breathing." And I
Yeah.
remember my physiotherapist being like, "Yeah, you gotta, like, really work on, like, breathing through your nose," and I was like, "Sir, I'm puffing in air my mouth as if I'm about
Eh
there'll be no nose
no,
breathing
I tried
happening."
that today because I've been now, of course, my, algorithm on TikTok and everything is running because I watched a couple videos, so now that's all there is. So all I've seen are these videos about breathing through your nose and how it's so important and for the anaerobic exercise and whatever, whatever, whatever. And so today, I tried so hard to breathe through my nose today. It I thought I was gonna literally have a heart attack because I panicked that, I'm not getting enough air through my nose because I was like and then I just thought I felt like I was gonna explode. All you heard was me mouth huffing and puffing the whole time, and then I would take a couple nose breaths and be like, "No, no, I can't do this. No."
Yeah,
So,
and I know he's like, "Yeah, really work on it, like, breathing through your diaphragm," and I was like, "I can't. I don't understand how
I'm
people
just
do this.
focusing on not dying right now.
I literally can't do this." Like, I wish that I
No.
could. I'm trying. I don't know how people breathe through their nose
No.
while running, like,
How th how they feel so, relaxed and how their breathing is so steady, and I'm like, no. I
does
sound like
not
a Mack truck coming beside you and someone, literally about to have a heart if I walked past somebody who sounded like I do when I run, I would be genuinely concerned for them,
Yeah, I'm surprised more people don't turn around and think like,
right?
"Holy
Are
shit."
you okay? Are you okay? That's why I try to run when there's nobody out because I don't want anybody to hear me.
Yeah,
Or,
I
that's
know that feeling.
yeah. "You wanna go run with me?" "No.
No.
No."
And there's people who are like, "We can run and have a conversation."
"How?"
Mhm. Mhm. You'll eventually like so that's
No.
the funny thing when they say, like, what your conversational pace is and that you do need to run way slower than you think. That is the struggle for me because I especially if there's other people, like, I will be running as fast as I can past these
Yeah.
other people to be like, "I gotta look like I can run fast."
Right?
But
Yeah.
I do need to work on the conversational because there is a pace that you should be able to hit where you could just have a conversation and
I
have a
feel like
nice
that's
easy
walking. I feel like
Yeah,
that's walking. I feel like
it's
anytime you put run in it, that no, no.
and that's the hard thing, especially for new runners, but, like,
Ugh,
that's the thing that I've learned is the single most hardest thing is, like, going as slow as you're supposed to go, really leaning into what conversational pacing is, and I like, that was such a huge challenge for me because I was like, "Well, then it" yeah, in your case, like, that's gotta be walking, and, like,
right.
it's not, I get that, but, like, I know what you mean by that, is it just feels like I am not like I shouldn't be out here running, but
No.
eventually you will get to a point where a conversational pace, believe it or not, is the pace that you're like doing now. Like you'll be doing a 7.5 minute pace that's conversational. You'll feel super relaxed, be able to talk through it. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is great. But yeah, when you're first starting, you are sucking back air, like
Man, it's
your life
brutal.
on it.
It's yeah. And then you see a car coming, so then you try to, like, run faster and look cool, like you're actually, like, a runner, and then they
Yep.
pass you and you're just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
got
And your
got them." Yeah,
yeah, face is giving you away. It's red as hell. And you're just
right?
like, all right,
Oh my
this is
god.
happening.
But, like I said, though, afterwards, I was so, like, pumped and happy, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." Now there was one interval where I did stop, not stop, like, I walked for an extra probably, like, 20 seconds where I was supposed to be running, and then ran again. But that was once, and I did the rest, and I was like,
Okay.
"Okay, see, like, you can do hard things," and I still set a PB even with walking during the interval.
Yes. This whole notion that walk running doesn't count. First of all, Nike, your stupid Boston Marathon,
That was
walkers
ridiculous.
tolerated. Like, go F yourself,
Yeah, that
Nike,
was
okay? You
stupid. That
sons
was
of
so
bitches.
stupid.
But like Jeff Galloway, I'm pretty sure is his name. I always get his first name wrong. I know his last name is Galloway. But like the run walk method was pioneered many, 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 many years ago. I'm sure even before him, but it is absolutely valid. And the reason that he was such a big supporter of it was it caused the least amount of injuries for
Mhm.
athletes. It was not just for beginners, it was for anybody that was running to make sure that they maintain. Like, I learned how to go faster, pace myself better, and I ran my first 5K doing the literal run walk methods. They are great. You end up running quicker in your intervals because you are
You're
getting that
rested.
little bit of a break.
What?
Now, if you
Yeah.
want to eventually work up to running the whole thing,
Yeah, go
fine.
for it.
But like
That's cool.
you
You don't have
don't
to.
never do, then you
No.
never do. You're still a
And
runner.
it makes it more sustainable because if I wasn't doing walk run intervals and I decided I wanted to run and I just had to straight run without there's no way. Like, first of all,
No way.
I physically couldn't do it. I would get so demotivated. I would
Mhm.
hate it with a passion. Like,
Yep.
this makes it so much more like, we always talk about, like, small achievable goals and not overwhelming yourself at the beginning, and, like, this makes it a lot more achievable and sustainable, and then, like I said, like, if you have to walk if you, like my first 4-minute interval, I got it. The second 4-minute interval, I did a 20-second walk because I was like, I can't like, I need a
Correct.
break." So I
Yep.
walked for 20 seconds, pulled myself together, ran, finished that interval, then did the third 4-minute interval, and then that was it. And then had the walks and stuff in between, but, like, it makes it yeah, it was hard, and yeah, I thought I was gonna die, and yeah, I was, like had a lot of mental talk going on, but you know that walk is coming, so you push yourself a little bit harder because you know you're gonna get that break versus if they just said, "Go run for 12 minutes." No,
No.
there's no way. Like, I wouldn't even try no.
No, it's also a great way to help learn pacing. Like, pacing is so hard to learn at the beginning, and what you described is exactly what happens. Your first interval, you're fine. You're kind of flying. This is great. You've overextended your energy. You've gone too hard in your first interval, and you have many more coming. And so, where people usually end up crapping out is the second interval, the
Yeah.
third, the fourth. Like, just wait till you get up to needing to do
You
eight.
emptied the tank way too early.
Exactly, and you really have to learn, like, "Oh my god, I have 8 of these intervals," and it's like, sure, you're feeling great on your first one, you had your warm-up, here you go, and that's what really teaches you, "Holy shit, I have to
Ease
start
into
better
it.
pacing
Ease
these,"
into it.
and, like, I have to learn that I need to go slower for the first ones and then really burn that energy at the end, and that's what the run walking helps you do, it like, because there's that notion of if you're running a 10K, you should be able to run 8 solidly and have enough left in the tank to, like, just go ham on those last 2, and that's where you make up, some distance or get some timing. When I did my 10K, I ran fairly slow for the first 8. Like, I was trying to pace, keep my pace relatively the same. I felt really good going into my 8th kilometer, and then I was like, "Let's
Here we
fucking
go.
go." And
Yeah.
I was like, "This is," and, like, if you looked at my old running history, you would see, like, normal, normal, easy heart rate, normal, and then always in the last part of my runs, it was
Yeah.
like, "I think I might be
She
having a
go.
fucking heart attack."
Yep.
Like, she goes from, like, 150 to 190, and I'm just, like, white knuckle going to try to make up some time. So if I was running a 5K, I would be running slowish in the first 3. I'd be looking down at 4 going, "Okay, I wanna get under 35 minutes for this," and I'm dragging ass here, and I'm running an average of 7 minutes, and I'm already at 20. It's not gonna work, and I start just going. I was like, "Okay, can you run
Right?
2 kilometers, 5 minutes each?" So I can just go so hard that you're ready to
No. No, I
yeah.
cannot.
And it's right, and it's tough, and that's what, like, run
No.
walking helped me learn. 'Cause I would do the same thing you did. The first one would be so good that I'd just be out there like, "6
Can
minutes
do
30,"
this.
and then I'd be like, "Oh my god, that walk
Yeah.
wasn't long enough," because
Right?
your warm-up is 5 minutes, and that's what fucks with you. Your
Yes.
warm-up's 5, so you're like, "Oh my god,
This is
fucking
fine.
go."
You're
And
walking,
then
you're like, "I'm great."
you start your interval,
Then she
and
says,
you're
"Run."
yeah, and your cooldown is 60 seconds, and you're like, "Oh,
No.
that is
No.
not enough
Yeah.
to get me feeling good." So I do
No.
I like don't feel because, like, I did the same thing you would do often. She'd go, "Okay, time to run," and I'd be like, "Fuck
Nope.
you, I'm
Nope.
walking."
Yep.
And I would just kinda, like, get myself psyched up a little and go, and sometimes what I would do is, like, if I knew I walked more than I ran, like, I just couldn't hit the intervals, I didn't feel bad, I still finished it.
Yeah.
In my cool down, I
I
would try to
run.
make some of that.
I did that too.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
run for a minute of my 5-minute cool down then and just try to get my pacing back on or figure something out.
Yeah. I
But
did that
it's
today. I had a little, like I had a it was really funny actually, and I was texting with her, but so, my neighbors I've been texting with my one neighbor about running and getting back into the gym and all this kinda stuff, and so I was on my last interval and I was hurting. I was just today, I was but I was like, "You can do this, like, you're almost there, you can finish it, you've got this, you can do this," and then I saw her husband come around the corner in his truck, and I was like, "Nope, gotta look, gotta do this," and so I pushed it, and he drove past and waved, and then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I saw her come around the corner and I was like, "Shit, can't give up, gotta go, she's coming,
gotta
she's gonna
go.
see me." So, same thing, I pushed through and I waved at her, and then she went past, and then I finished my interval, and then it was the walking cool down, and I was like, "You know what? I I walked for 20 seconds when I should have been running, I'm gonna make it up." And so I ran for like 35, 40 seconds
Yep.
during my cool down, not because I felt
Yes.
like I had to, but because
I
I
love
knew I could.
it.
I was like, "You know what? I've got 30 more seconds in me. I can do this." But then it was funny because she texted me and she was like, "That was one good goddamn pace you had going on there." And I was like, "Lindsay, if you knew how much I thought I was gonna die in the moment you drove past me." Yeah, it was good.
So and that
You do
became
it.
my problem.
Yeah.
That when you run your first race, I'm gonna be super honest with you, will be something that you definitely encounter. There's a thrill in running
Yep.
with other people, and I
Yeah.
remember you saw the video, recording the video in the car, being like,
Yeah.
"Do something that's fucking stupid," and, like, being like, "People are warming up for fun, and I'm just gonna eat my waffle in the car and try not to vomit." Like, I felt so out of place, and I kept telling myself, "Please just don't come in last, don't come in last." And so I start going, and I'm passing people, and I was like,
I got
fuck
this.
yes!
I got this.
I just start going because 'cause I'm like, "I'm passing you, I passed you,
Yeah.
y'all suck." Like, in my mind, I was like, "I am the best," and
I
I'm, like,
own this
flying
shit.
past people, right?
Yeah.
And then in my
Then it
mind, I
hits ya.
kinda went, "Huh,
I got a long way to go still.
why am I flying past so many people?"
Mhm.
And then it hits you, and you're like,
I'm doing
"No."
this
Like,
wrong.
all my interval training went right out the window. I had my
Yeah.
intervals, like, custom set up in my watch,
Yep.
and at that point, you know that meme? At that point, she realized she
She
had
fucked
fucked up.
up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it felt like because I went so hard, and I went 2 kilometers straight. Like, and by the end of that 2 kilometers, though, like death's door.
Yeah.
It's been a great 30 years. Goodbye. Like, I was
Yep. I'm
dying and I
done.
went, "Oh my God, there are 3 more fucking kilometers." And that's when I got really mad at myself and I was like,
You know better.
fucked this up."
Yeah.
Like, you had a plan. You were
Right.
going into this with a solid plan that was gonna give you a solid finish, and then I put everything in jeopardy because
You got
it was the thrill of the race, and this
yeah.
happens, and I shouldn't blame myself, like, it'll happen to you, it happens to everybody. There is something that they try to teach you that's like, when you get into your first race, you will fight tooth and nail to not just be like, "And I go fast." I ended up doing like, I did fine in that, but I ended up going over a minute of what I wanted, and that's because I overextended
Yeah.
myself in the beginning of that. So, it is fun to run with other people because the first time you pass someone, and that's not saying that they're bad, it's
No.
just as a former fat person,
The
the first time
thrill,
that I
yeah,
passed
of
someone,
knowing you're not last,
I've never passed someone
right?
before,
I've
like,
never not been last.
right?
Like,
And I
it
was
just gives me flashbacks to, like, gym class when we had to we had to run this thing called the loop, and we had a gym teacher named Mr. Mills, and anybody who went to Mackenzie King Public School will remember Mr. Mills, and you had to run a lap, and so you had to run the 200-meter course, so around the soccer posts,
yeah.
and then you had to go down around the playground, up the hill, down the hill, up the other hill, around Canadian Martyrs Playground, back around, back up and down the hill, and then back around the soccer posts. And this was all before gym class started. This was like the warm up to gym class. And I remember every day, not only dreading gym class, but the loop and always being last and always having to walk and always having him yelling like, "Get a move on it." And you're like, "I
Yep.
am about to die. Like, I'm gonna die." Like, I could barely make it around the soccer post, let around the soccer post, and then the loop, and then the soccer oh my god. I just remember being last every day, like, every day. Yeah.
It was track and field day for me,
Ugh.
where you had to do the
You
long jump,
had
which,
to
like,
do. Yeah.
in front of everybody, might I add, and then there
Yep.
was, like, the sprinting, like, the 100-meter
Uh-huh.
dashes and stuff, and it was like, as I got older, I strategically tried to get out of going to
Yeah.
school that day because I was
Yeah.
dead last at everything, and it was the single most fucking embarrassing day.
And they made you sign up for a certain number of like, for us at least, you had to sign up for a certain number of
Well, we had to do
events.
all of them. We
Yeah.
had no choice. We did all of them, and it was like,
Ugh,
in what world do you think that a fucking
this is gonna go
obese
well.
grade 4 child should be trying to do long jump, for
Right?
fuck's sake? And if it
Right.
had been done differently, maybe I would have enjoyed some of those. Like, I could have been good at shot put or other things. But, like, I just remember dead last. Or we don't have, like, the presidential fitness test in Canada, but we have something very similar. Like, we do have a fitness test standard.
Evaluation
Don't
thing, yeah.
remember if it was high school. I swear to God, you did it in grade 8 as well, where you had to, like, run and then do other things. Like, and I remember
And it
being
was like
dead last in
there was like the
that.
beep test and you had to
The
run it,
beep
yeah.
tests, yeah, the beep test. How many laps of the gym could you do before the beep finished, basically? But I just remember, again, being dead last. So there was an immense
Yep.
thrill when I started passing
Oh my
people,
god,
and
yeah.
"All right, we're going for it," and, like, your
Right?
mind is really good at convincing you, like, "Yes, you can, bitch, you can keep this.
You got
Go for it."
this.
Like,
No, you
"In
don't.
what world can I keep this pace up for 5 kilometers,
Yeah.
you dick?"
No, you
And,
don't.
like, it hits you, but you're gonna have so much fun, and we're gonna find some races to do together, which is exciting. We'll do at least a 5K, and then if you choose to continue, it's up to
It's
you. I know.
also a huge mind shift going from treadmill running to outdoor running. If you wanna talk about being humbled in your running experience, go on a treadmill and then go outside because it was really cold when I started the first week. And I did like a week, maybe 2, week and a half of treadmill running. And I was like, "I can do this." Like, I ran for 10 minutes straight the one day on the treadmill, and I was so pumped, and I was so jazzed, and I was like, "I can do a 5K no problem, like, what am I so worried about?"
And then I came into the
And
chat.
then
I'm
and
just
I
gonna
said,
be honest with you.
I'm like, "I know outdoor running is different, and I know it's not the same, but, like, I
I
ran
felt so
10
bad.
minutes straight on the treadmill in my first week, like, I can do a 5K no problem." And then I did my first outdoor run, and I thought I was going to die in the first 90 seconds. And I was like, "This is the biggest lie I have ever been a part of." Because no. I was like, "You can't let me run on a treadmill for 10 minutes and then put me on a 2-minute interval and I feel like I'm gonna shit my pants and vomit at the same time." Like, it's not
It's
no.
not the same.
It will
It's
humble the shit out of you.
It's the self-propulsion of it.
My god.
Also, treadmills, like, they lead to more injuries. I know people will probably fight me and say the road does, it does not. Like, the more injuries come from treadmill running than and it is just different, and then I think I told you too, like, sidewalk versus road is
Yeah,
also different, and
yeah.
you're gonna fall in love with the road, but you cannot be on
You
the
can't
road.
always no.
The
It's softer, yeah. Ugh,
fuck is this person running outside for?
right.
Because treadmills
Suck.
suck.
And I can tell you,
They
like, I'm a winter faller. I fall all the time. I will not be running outside in the winter. I also said to Hannah, "Once I hit my like, I'm done. My running days are over."
Yeah,
So we'll
totally,
we'll see what happens there.
totally.
But
Yeah,
no, like, I
totally
it
believe
was like a punch in the gut going from the ego of, I've only been doing this a week and I can do 10 minutes straight on the treadmill, no problem, to not even hitting 2 minutes outside and feeling like your life is flashing before your eyes. And you're just like, "What the shit is happening right now?"
I say
Yeah.
the treadmill's probably good for, like, getting your breathing a bit, but it's just so different, and
I think, yeah, the treadmill's just good if you just want, like, a cardio workout, cool. But I wouldn't put any credit, not any credit, but, like, if you're trying to train for something or you're trying to, like, outdoor run, I wouldn't put any credit on what you're doing on the treadmill because
yeah,
it's so wrong.
it's not the same, but if that's
No.
all you have access to, then that is okay too, that's all you have access to. If you can, my recommendation is look for a gym or look within your gym for a self-propelled
Yeah.
treadmill. Those are much harder,
More realistic.
more realistic to what you're going to get. Or pro tip, and almost every city has this, and ours has 3, go to an indoor running
Oh, we
track. So
don't
the
I wish we
university
had that.
Oh, yeah, you don't okay,
We don't have
yeah.
it.
If you
I know I
do, but,
wish we
like,
did. There
most
is the next town over has they do, sometimes in the mornings, they'll do or I've seen them do, like, walking through the high school, like, they'll open up the high school on the weekends or something. There is a walking track, but they don't run. Not that I know of,
yeah,
but I'm gonna
you
check.
should look into
I'm
it.
gonna
I know a
check.
lot of universities and colleges offer it, so I know,
Mhm.
like, University of Waterloo here has it. The new multiplex across the street from me that opens this
Nice.
fall is gonna have 2, and I
Nice.
cannot wait for that.
That's awesome.
Because I would prefer to be an indoor running track person. But no, it's funny we got on the topic of running because, like, it is
Yeah.
obviously something I'm super fucking passionate about, but I haven't done it in a while, and I was very
Mhm.
honest with that on the last podcast episode, which thanks everybody for the messages. It was a very, I think, hard conversation I had to have, and your
Mhm.
messages have been really sweet and supportive. A lot of people saying, "Oh, I really needed to hear this. Like, you'll get back to it. Don't be so hard on yourself." Steph knows because I posted a bunch of photos from Miami, and Steph was like, "You look great." And I was like, "I was fat as
We
shit.
had
What
a we had a
pull?"
talk.
We had a talk
We had a
because, like,
talk.
I just went off on myself, but I finally talked to my therapist about running. It'll be like an ongoing thing that we talk about. We're For those of you who I think I mentioned on the last podcast, we're giving it 4 weeks before I start Ozempic to see if my diet changes and stuff can just happen on my own, before I start taking Ozempic, so we still have 2 more weeks to figure this out. But we talked about running, and yeah, it was a really raw, honest conversation. I don't think I've processed a lot of how I feel after having
Mhm.
pneumonia, but we had a great convo about it, and I just kinda told her, like, "I'm not running," and she was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, like, why?" And I was like, "I don't know. I genuinely cannot answer that question." I said, "I went from having all the dedication in the world to doing this to, like, and also just loving it. I would
Yep.
light up. I would just immensely." Now, loving it and loving to do it, 2 different things,
Different
guys.
things. Yeah.
It was definitely a pain, but I was just like, "Nah, I'm gonna push myself. I really like it, and I like the challenge." And I wasn't, like, pushing hard because I needed to hit a certain time or I was
Mhm.
gonna be, like, a marathon runner. So we had an honest conversation, and I broke down just crying at one point, and I said, "I don't understand how I went from something that I loved so much to
To
never doing
nothing.
it."
Yeah.
I said, I said, "I just think I'm really scared to do it again, and I'm angry." I said, "I think I'm way more angry than I realized that everything I had worked so hard for is now gone. And every time I go to start running, it's not just get out and run, it's everything I never got to do, all the races I didn't run, missing going to Disney, pneumonia, like it's fear, it's
It's everyth
anger,
it piles up.
grief."
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, "Wow, I haven't processed the grief about all of this."
And that it's like you said, it's not just one thing. It's
No.
one thing on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. It's
Yeah.
like an onion. You got all the layers,
All the layers, man.
and
Like,
you don't
Dawn
realize how
like,
connected things are.
yeah, grief is a funny thing because you think it's about crying and blah, blah, but, like, there's, like, an anger towards what I want
Yeah.
to do, and I like, for those
Yep.
who were following my Instagram back then, I had a race a month that I was gonna do, like, I had this beautiful wall-sized calendar counting down
Yeah.
to Disney, I was using the hashtag road to the castle, like, I was going by myself, I bought my hotel room, my ticket,
Yep.
I was so ready to do this 10K. I had done 2 10Ks here, and then everything went to shit. I thought I was recovered. I thought that I had come back from pneumonia. I had to take the calendar off the wall, and that was really hard to do, and I was determined, like, "That's fine, we'll get back on track, we'll still run a race every month."
Yep.
And then after April, after running 2 back-to-back 10Ks, like, consecutive weekends, everything fell apart. My blood sugar starts tanking, I'm starting to have crazy heart palpitations, my heart rate is racing. Like it's going from, being able to run in the 150s to like, why am I in the ones? Like I was standing in line to vote and it shot up to 110 over like just
Yeah.
standing there. Now,
Doing nothing.
for all the people listening, I've gone through extensive cardiac testing. I had 2 full months of extensive cardiac testing, 2
Yeah.
cardiologists, tons, and everyone signed off that there was absolutely not a single thing wrong with me. My heart was absolutely perfect. They are benign heart palpitations. You can feel them. They're doing no damage, blah, blah, blah. But then I just never got back into it because the blood sugar stuff was insane. We've now
Mhm.
realized it was me losing all the iron I had stored in my body. I had super high iron. And from May until about October of this year, my iron dropped like a lot. In 7 months, my iron went from being super high, like 179, dropped straight down to 81. So I know for a lot of people with anemia, they're like, that's not anemia. It is when you go from consistently being 180 to 200 to
Yeah.
right down to 81
Yeah.
and dropping, right? So shit happened, and I just never properly admitted that I was grieving, losing what I thought I was gonna be doing and who I was, and I made running a really big part of my life,
Well, I was
and
gonna say it became such a part of your identity, and then to all of a sudden have that shift, right? It's like when we talked about, like, with the surgery, like, you have this identity of being, like, the fat friend for so
yeah,
long, and then your identity shifts, and that's a lot to process because
yeah,
there's comfort in having that identity and knowing whether it's an identity you like or not, there's comfort in that because it's the norm, it's what you're used to, it's what
yep,
you know. And when that's removed, no matter what it is, when that's removed or taken away from you, that's a huge change and a shift, and change is scary, and you don't know how to process that or who am I supposed to be with that
yeah.
piece missing.
Yeah, and I know I went all in on it. Like, I know I went maybe over-indexed into running but it was fun. Like, the difference was because I asked my therapist, I was like, "I don't think I was running in an unhealthy way. I don't think that I was pushing myself too hard or." Sometimes people take up transfer addiction's real with bariatric surgery and some people, but she was like, "No, you were doing it in a very healthy way. You just seemed to genuinely really like what you were doing." And I was like, I had found something that felt like a really great passion. It felt like a really
Mhm.
great hobby. And so I told her like I am struggling to get back into it because I feel betrayed by my
Yeah.
body. Um 'Cause that came out of nowhere and was just hard, and B, I'm back at the beginning, and there's something so demotivating and, like, rage-inducing about going out for, like, a 1-kilometer run and being so unable to do it because it's just like I feel back at 0,
Mhm.
starting from the bottom. It feels almost like I don't want to, and then everything else catches up, right? All the races you were gonna run and all the things you were gonna do, and it feels almost like a really big uphill battle to get back into shape. I know that's not true. I know that the advice I would give anybody would be, "Oh boy, your running muscles they're so used to snapping back
Yeah.
and you can definitely do it." And so her advice was, "Why don't you just book a race and have something to look forward to because the last time you learned to run,
Mhm.
you started in July and picked a random race for no reason in September, and that was what you worked
Yeah.
towards.
Then you have an end goal.
Yep. So I'm going to find a race. I'm going to book a race and then be like, okay, I'm starting small.
Yeah.
Can I
But
get
that's
back into shape for
it's like
this?
we tell people all the time, small achievable goals. Like set yourself up to succeed, right? Like, yeah, it's hard and yeah, it's kind of like I said, a punch in the gut, a dose of reality. But that's the key thing is getting back into it in a way that you'll set yourself up to succeed. So you'll have those wins, the motivation will come back, the positive association with it will come back. That momentum will build versus, okay, I used to run, I'm gonna go run 10K in a month and epically failing and then feeling even worse about yourself
Yeah,
because you fail, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And it's hard,
it
like
is
and this will
hard.
happen to a lot of people, like, well, okay, I hope it doesn't happen to a lot, but this, like, injury, illness, things like that, like,
Shit happens.
this
Life
happens,
happens. Life happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Life happens,
right?
right?
It just happens.
Yeah, it's like I tell my kids all the time, shit happens. Like hard things happen, life happens, mistakes happen, but what matters is not and I say to them, you're allowed to be mad about it. You're allowed to be upset about it, you're allowed to be frustrated about it, you're allowed to be mad about it. 100% that is fair and valid. However, what matters is what you do about it. And what matters is how you handle it. And you can have your pity party and you can be pissed off. Like I said, grief is important and it's real and it's a process. But what matters is what you do next, and that's the important thing, is how you handle getting back on track or getting back into things,
Yeah.
and how you get back into putting one foot in front of the other, and so we've had that talk a lot here because there's just been a lot of, like, issues at school and bullying and things not working out, and so
Mm,
we've had to talk about it's okay to be mad at yourself, it's okay to be mad at other people, it's okay to be mad at the world and the situation and be frustrated. Those are all normal things to feel and process and go through. But
yes.
what matters is do you step up after and do you look at the positives and look at how you can move forward and how you can make this better? Or do you
Correct.
just let it ruin the rest of your outlook for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a matter of learning to get back into it
Yeah.
and,
And
like,
then it might not
finding
look the same as
it
before.
might not, but it's like finding the love in it again and kind of being like, "Listen, it's not maybe what you thought it was going to be, but can you rebuild this?" And the truth is it might be different too. Like, I
Yeah.
might never be able to run the way I did before. My dad had a friend who he was like a cross country runner. He was really great at it. He got pneumonia at a young age and he never was able to kind of pick it up and do it again. Now, I don't think that that's going to be the case for me in that sense, but it is one of those, okay, it could look different.
Yeah.
It could be a different
Yeah.
journey, different
Your
kind of
your pace
experience.
may not never be the same. You may have a
Yep,
new norm there, but like you said, what will be a matter is that you're gonna do it and you're getting back into it, and
back into it.
that the new norm is just the new norm, and it is
The
what it
new
is. What,
norm. And that's why I started with walking just to get
yeah,
back into that swing of things and then be like, "Okay, here we go." And
build
then
the habits.
build the habits. I'm not gonna wake up one day and be like, "Here we go." It is always going
Yeah,
to be that kind of constant struggle of, I don't know anybody that wakes up and is like, "Just can't wait to work out."
I know. I am not excited about this run. I'm not excited about this running. Am I excited that I'm pushing myself? Yes. Am I excited that
Good.
I'm trying something new? Yes. Am I excited that I can see progress and improvement? Yes. But when I look at my phone and I say today is a run day, do I say, "Yes, today's a run day"? No. I look at my phone and I go, "Oh, today's a run day." But I do it.
Right?
But I do it.
And there's gonna be days where you have a great run. There's
Right.
gonna be days where you finish that run and you go, "Holy shit."
And that was today. I didn't want to, and I thought it
Yep.
was gonna be horrible, and I even on the walking warm up, I even thought, I'm like, "You know what, Steph? Like, you're probably not gonna finish this today." Because my plan had been we went to the cottage later this morning. I knew it was gonna be really cold here this morning, and we were up late last night, and my throat is on fire, and I'm sick, and I don't feel well. And so I thought, "Okay, I'm not gonna run first thing in the morning. I'm gonna get up, have coffee, chill. We'll go to the cottage. I'll do my run at the cottage. It's flat. and it's a little bit warmer down at the cottage. But then we were sitting around and we had 2 hours and I was like, "You know what? Screw it. Let's just run and get it over with. It's gonna suck no matter what. I know the intervals today are kill I'm already stressed about it. Just get it over with." And so I was doing my 5-minute warm up and I'm like, "You know what, like, you're probably not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna feel good. So let's just half-ass it, and then you can always do it again later at the cottage." But I was already telling myself, "You're not gonna do it. It's not gonna be good. It's gonna suck. You're probably gonna have a horrible pace and time. You don't feel good. Da 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 da." And then I had that 20-second walk, and then I was like, "Okay, well, you just screwed your pace. You're toast." And, like, the whole time. And then I got home, took my picture, did my map out, looked at my pace, and for some reason, I looked at my pace and was really mad about it, like, I thought it was really bad, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I knew it was gonna suck, whatever." Paste my photo, go in our little accountability group, post it, and I even said in my little blurb, I was like, "Yeah, not my best run, but I got it done. Not my best pace, but it is what it is." Sat down to stretch, went into my app, and the notification popped up that I had set a personal best. And I sat there, I was like, "What? What the shit?" I said, "No, I didn't." And sure enough, I went in, I set a personal best for a kilometer, and it was my lowest pace to date. But for some
Right?
reason, I looked at it and was pissed about it. And then when you actually take the time to go back and look, and you're like, "Holy crap." Like, it's a lot. I find a lot of those days when you don't wanna do it the most are actually the days when it turns out the best.
The
It's
days that
funny
you
how it
might
works.
need to, the days that you might need to be out
Yeah, the
there.
days that I don't wanna work out the most typically end up being my best workouts. It's just something about once you get going and not putting I think it's also not putting that pressure on yourself. Like, you
Correct.
shouldn't demotivate yourself and you shouldn't talk down to yourself, but I think it's the fact that I wasn't setting myself up to have the best run. I wasn't going into it setting these crazy expectations for myself, allowed me to then push harder than I thought I would, make it
Yeah.
and just like I said, I ended up having my best pace and my best overall pace and my best 1 kilometer pace. But I would not have thought that going into it. I did not wanna run today.
No, we tend to be running is a mental game, but you can put this advice onto anything that we do.
Yeah,
It is a mental game where your old body is gonna absolutely be like, "Nah, bitch, you don't wanna do this. You
no,
just wanna not do anything. You
it's
don't
too
wanna do," like,
hard.
we are
Yeah,
predispositioned to go back to that way of thinking. So, but yeah, it's a mental game. And people have kind of said that for a while, that running is this giant mental game. And I do believe that. Like, everything that I have seen, everything that I've
mhm.
experienced, is that, yep, this is absolutely a mental game. Sometimes you just have to get out there and go. It is going to get easier in the summer. Like, I do really love the sun coming down and being out in the sun
Except
running.
when
And
it's 30 degrees and you have to go run, hard pass.
I know that then it becomes like, please bring
Hard pass.
water and things with you.
Hard
But
pass.
running, I don't know, there's just something about it. And if it never clicks with you and you just do the 5K, well then so be it. You can say I did a 5K, but there definitely came a point where something clicked and I went, I don't know, there's just something about doing this that I feel that I like. I don't know. I don't
I do
know
feel
where.
really good after. I have to say, like, I do feel very not only just, like, energetic and the endorphins, but I feel very, like, accomplished and proud after, more
Exactly.
so than with a regular workout. I feel good after a workout, and I'm like, "Yep, you crushed it, you did good," but there's something different about finishing this that I don't know, it hits different, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
there's some I don't know how to describe it either, but there's definitely runner's high, but yeah, I'm glad that you're into running. I'm glad that this is something that you are interested in, whether you stay
Yeah.
with it or not. I'm gonna try to be like, "Stay with it, Steph.
Mm,
Let's
true.
do it." We can start like a little running group with everyone, but also a lot of the influencers I follow, there is a great one from Nova Scotia. I will need to look up her name because I think she's awesome. But a lot of the runners that I have been following this year, a lot of them stopped and they kind of were just very honest that, "Hey, I'm
I'm
not
taking a
liking
break.
running anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't that they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's that they literally were like, "This no longer makes me feel happy. I think I was overdoing it or chasing things that I didn't wanna chase," and so they're trying to find ways to maybe get back into running and to figure out a better way to fall back in love with it, and it's like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
but good for them too for, like, admitting that this just isn't fulfilling what I need right now. Like,
Yeah,
I think that's great because and same with any workout, right? Like, sometimes you're gonna find something that works really well for you, and I think it's important when it doesn't, instead of forcing yourself to do something that you just absolutely are dreading or hating, find something else. There's so many options out there that if you don't give up on movement or exercise altogether, but find something that at least brings you a little bit of joy or accomplishment. Don't force yourself. Like, if I started this running and I absolutely hated it, then that is what it is. But then I tried it, I did it, it's not for me. I'm gonna go back to whatever. I'm gonna try something else. Don't force yourself into something that you're gonna hate because then you're just not gonna do it.
correct. Her name on Instagram is Emma Flynn. Her handle is it's M Flynn, ITSEFLYNN. She's from Nova Scotia, so like yes, I'm repping the East Coast, but I started following her like really early in my running journey because I loved that she was a slow, like she promoted slow running. She was learning how to get into it. But yeah, earlier this year she was like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like she had running burnout. She has a whole post about things I did that made me hate running. And it was like really motivational. Like she confused obsession for motivation. I
Mhm.
think really easy for bariatric people to do, like really easy to think that like being obsessed with needing to work out every single day or doing all of this is somehow like joyful or whatever. And she became obsessed with like metrics, which like we
Mm.
all
Mm.
are. And I totally get that. But it killed her endorphins because she would look at her metrics and be like, I didn't go hard enough. I didn't run fast enough. That wasn't this. That wasn't this. Like that sucks. So she's like, she's going to use it more sparingly. She picked a training plan that she thought would make her look better instead of one that actually helped her learn. And that goes all the way back to what we said at the beginning. If you are run walking, run walk. Like, do not try to do what you think looks cool on Strava or what people are trying to convince you is what you need
Yeah.
to do.
Do
You
what
need to
works for
find
you.
that ding, ding, ding that makes you feel joy and that you can do this and isn't too taxing. But that's something that she mentioned. Like, she picked something that would look cooler than what helped her. And then she spent more time planning how to have a perfect run than actually running. So she was focused on trying to plan around work, weather, sleep, fueling moods, friends, schedules. It pushed like it was too much mental load to manage instead of just like go for a run. And I like her line of like, you don't need a perfect route or weather, you just need to run. And I get like she's an influencer. So I think that's like the added pressure as well is that she is a verified, recognized influencer that like people started to become obsessed with seeing her runs and they had to look aesthetically great and bup, 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 bup. So I loved seeing her say like, fuck this. This is
Yeah,
not fun anymore. I am annoyed.
that's
And
awesome.
slowly she's getting back into it. Like she's slowly doing like some easy runs and starting to get back into the habit, like,
Nice.
music that she's going to listen to while running. And
Love it.
yeah, so I appreciate seeing other runners just kind of be like, yo, this is a lot because it
Mhm.
can happen. Like it genuinely can happen that like running can become an obsession.
Yeah. 'Kay, let's check her out.
I dig it. Yeah, she's great. I like following her. I follow some other people too. Like I think everybody or most people that are runners know Tatiana.
Mhm.
She's also another slow runner. Tiana Forbes, I think is her name.
I found her. Yep.
Go give her a shout out. I fucking love following her. Like she's just I just like following her.
Real
But
people.
I also like following little smaller people, like not little as in size, but like smaller non.
Yeah, I just like following real people who keep it real and legit and don't, like, say it like it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that are just kinda like, "This is this and this is this." There was a guy that I recently started following, I'm not gonna remember his name, but this is again for people who want you could follow these runners even if you don't wanna be a runner because they just give good motivation, but there was another guy that I started following, not that long ago whose name is gonna escape me, but basically his entire platform is he is trying to get people to love running, and so it's just like it's nice, it's super relatable, it's down to earth. I do like following this guy because I genuinely feel like, cool, he actually is trying to help people
Yeah,
really get back into like, hey, this is what running is and this is why you would love it. And let me not, talk through the bullshit and cut the bullshit out. And it's like, oh, yo, I really like this.
nice.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that you can find. Um, yeah,
Cool. I love it.
I enjoy it. But that's it. That's our big chat about running because
Mhm.
we're into it now.
It's
We're
coming.
back into it,
Yeah. So
and
stay
you're gonna
tuned.
gonna do
Stay
great.
tuned to see if I die on the side of the road or if I keep making it.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna
Yeah.
do wonderful things, which is exciting.
I'm
And if
excited.
anybody has advice or is a runner or wants to start running and like hit us up, come join us. Like, do some virtual running. Tell us what's worked, what hasn't worked.
Yeah.
How do you push through some stuff, find the motivation? Who do you follow that we should be following that
Mhm.
is really good with just advice that we need to hear as baby runners and beginner runners? We'd love to hear that. And just, yeah, what are you guys leaning into? What exercises are you learning or starting that are unique in their own way?
Love it.
Would
Awesome.
love to hear it. So
Cool.
that's it. That's all for this episode. Like always, I appreciate you joining me, Steph.
Love it. Thanks, Hannah.
My pleasure. And we will be back in 2 weeks with another episode and another update. And stay tuned. We're probably going to head over to do a podcast episode with our buddy from Busy Bariatrics.
Love it.
Yeah, I
Love
think
it.
we'll join their podcast this summer as well and give a
Yeah.
little update.
That'll be
But
super
yeah,
fun.
we'll see you guys in 2 weeks and we'll be able
Peace.
to talk about prepping for vacations and coming back from vacations. And thanks for tagging along on this running podcast.
You betcha. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, everybody.
Bye.